Welcome to Bottomline Chat. I'm Emerson, and today we're going to talk about WWE Extreme Rules 2017. Alright, so the kickoff match started off with Kalisto going up against Apollo Crews. Now, Kalisto got the better of Apollo Crews in this match. It was a good match. Two really good wrestlers battling it out. And like I said, it was back and forth. Really good. Had no complaints about it whatsoever. So, like I said, that was the start the pay-per-view off was with the kickoff match. So then the actual first official match of the pay-per-view was for the Intercontinental title belt. And that was between The Miz, who was the champ going into the match, up against Dean Ambrose. Correction. Dean Ambrose was the champ. So, anyways, The Miz won. He now has the IC belt. With obviously the help of his darling wife, Maurice, of course. Because we know The Miz, he's going to pull any trick out of his sleeve to win. There's no doubt about it. One thing that I do like about The Miz being the heel is that he will do the sneaky tactics and all, and he's good at it. He's a great heel, and, you know, whether you like him or hate him, he does the job. No questions asked about that. But yeah, it was a great match. Well expected with those two, that they're going to come out and give you the best performance. And like I said, I had no complaints about that one. It was a great match through and through. Obviously, the little cheat of, kind of leaning towards Ambrose winning myself. However, that wasn't the case thanks to Maurice. And basically, the bottom line is that The Miz is now the new Intercontinental Champion. So then the next match after that was a mixed gender match. So you had Rick Swann and Sasha Banks going up against Norman Dar and Alicia Fox. Some of you probably sitting there going, who and who? The two gentlemen that are representing each side are in the Cruiserweight division, if you did not know that. Actually, out of the two, Rick Swann is probably the better of the wrestlers. He was actually the Cruiserweight champion at one time until he lost it to Neville, or pardon my French, the king of the Cruiserweights, Neville. But it was kind of one of those matches where you're like, all right, this is the chance I could go get some popcorn, maybe a bag of chips, a beer, a pop, whatever you wanted to do in the time being. That was your time to do it. There was nothing really exciting about the match. It was just kind of one of those fillers. Are they going anywhere with this? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to go anything. And that's not to knock the two guys, or the girls for that matter. It was just one of those matches, really just didn't make sense. They just kind of threw it in there. It's done. Nothing continue on from there. The weirdest thing was they had Elias Sampson come out, and he did a performance. And not to say that he did a bad job, but why? Like, I didn't see the justice. Like, you just had a filler match, and then you come out with this guy with his guitar singing. Are we wrestling, or is this unplugged? Unplugged with Elias. Like, I didn't quite understand that aspect. Maybe they're gonna start to fill it in down the road. He's a bit of a wanderer, I get that, but I mean, get him into a storyline. Let's just not have him sit there and go, I'm gonna sing. Do something with it creative. Do something. So then we came to, and like I said, we've already had a filler. We had a gentleman do a music performance. Then we came to the women's championship match. Now, I was looking forward to this match. It was a kendo stick on a pole match. Alexa Bliss, who is the champion after beating Bayley at the previous pay-per-view. Bayley, I figured this is her chance to show how aggressive she can get. I mean, she's a great wrestler. She's beaten the likes of Charlotte. And I mean, Charlotte Flair is definitely ain't no pushover. And if she can beat her, I'm sure she's going to beat Alexa Bliss. Well, wrong. Alexa Bliss handily just manhandled Bayley. And she wasn't the one who even got the stick. That's what the funny part about this is. Bayley got it down, had it right in her hand, ready to swing. Oh, I thought, okay, here we go. This is the end of that title reign. Nope. It was over in, I would say, less than 5 minutes. It was garbage. It was a horrible match. There was no offense from Bayley whatsoever. It was all Alexa Bliss, and that was it. It was like, what did I just miss here? Especially if you just went to the bathroom going, oh yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom quickly because, hey, this match is just starting. And you get back and it's like, what do you mean it's over? That's how quick it happened. I'm very disappointed with the creative on this aspect. This is the Women's Championship belt. You know, this isn't just some little fluff on the street of a match. This is something that you've pushed hard to make a big deal with the women's division. And now you tarnished it. You just totally just wasted that title shot. I mean, I don't know why they do this where you have one of the women that is great, a good push for her. She was champion. Then you take it from her. Okay, that's fine. You're trying to give someone else a chance at it. And then you just totally like toss them aside like they're old, dirty, smelly gym socks. You toss them aside and that's it. Oh, we'll forget about it. This is the new flavor of the month. I begin to wonder if it's a blonde thing. Because Vince always seems to have a favor for blondes. Trish Stratus, you know, Charlotte Flair, now Alexa Bliss. I'm sure there's other names that I've forgotten about. Sunny was probably one of them. I know she wasn't champ, but she was definitely eye candy to Mr. Vince. But this is the thing. This wasn't just a non-title sanctioned match. This wasn't just two women that decided that we're going to beat each other down. No, this was for the belt. And like I said, it was a disgrace of a match. And frankly, I don't even think Alexa Bliss should have the belt. They gave it to her on SmackDown. Clearly, nobody was interested in it when she was champ. Nobody. SmackDown was like, yeah, whatever. We don't need it. You basically trade her and Charlotte, and now you just hand her this belt, and it's like, nobody wants her as champ. I'm sure there are a few people out there, and by all means, drop it in the comments. You want to chirp me, go right ahead. This is just my opinion, but I think that she just looks like a Barbie doll / porn star. And I'm sorry if there's kids that see this, don't even worry about that last comment, what it is. Leave it at that. But no, I mean, they don't even make her look like your regular women that you would see. Like Bayley looks natural, Charlotte even looks natural, unless she gets stalled up for a big pay-per-view. But I mean, like, it was just caked. And when she was in NXT, she was not all caked and made to look like this. So this is why I don't understand why they decide, oh, well, for this pay-per-view, we're going to make you look like you're Barbie. Just, no. Natural, don't have to go all out with the makeup, because it makes you totally look bad. Anyways, that's what my wife said when we were watching this. So, I mean, I'm taking the quote from her. Alright, so like I said, horrible match. 3 right in a row, kind of, well, I mean, the performance wasn't even really like this, the Elias thing, but either way, it was time wasted, and it was like, okay, is this going to be a waste of a pay-per-view? Extreme Rules should be where you're on the edge of your seat, you're excited, oh yeah, let's watch this. Now that's when we came to the tag team, the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Hardy Boys are champions walking into the match, and they got to pick the stipulation, which was a cage match. So I was looking stoked for this because obviously Hardy Boys are extreme. Nobody can challenge that. So now you've got Sheamus and Cesaro challenge them for the belt. I'm thinking, this is going to be a great match. And I was right. It was a great match. Back and forth. Jeff Hardy leaves the cage first. Leaves just Matt in there to go up against the other two. So the other two start tag teaming him. So Jeff then decided to re-enter into the cage by jumping off the top of the cage with his swanton. It was just great. The ending, I wished in some ways that both teams had made it controversial. Both teams actually hit at the same time. Can't determine who the winner is. So now it leads up to what I think I heard for what they were going to talk about for the Raw one. It was going to be a big match of like 2 out of 3 falls. So, you know, you kind of lead up into that where, you know, all right, now let's even the play field here. We didn't have a decisive winner. Now we're going to get one. But nothing against that as far as the match was. They lived up to what they should have. And they made up for the previous matches with that performance. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed that one. I was kind of rooting for the Hardy Boys, but, you know, part of me, you know, Sheamus, Cesaro, I've always kind of liked them, especially Sheamus being, you know, a ginger like myself. So, I mean, I can relate to the ginger thing. We can relate. I mean, if I was to be a tag team with someone, I'd pick him. We'd be the palest sons of guns out there. But anyways, so great match. Like I said, just wish they had them both touched at the same time, but can't always get what you wish for, right? So, like I said, great match. Which then, I was actually surprised they then did the Cruiserweight submission match right after that. I would have thought, okay, you know, maybe do that one after, but I guess they tried to thin it out a little bit. Either way, you had Neville, the king of the Cruiserweights, walking into a submission match against Austin Aries. Austin Aries, he's been showing a lot of great, potential of what they could do with him. I really thought he was going to pull it off this time. You know, he didn't quite the last time, so I thought, okay, yeah, he's going to do it this time, but no, unfortunately, Neville won again. Again, not taken away, it was a great match, but now my question is, who's really going to challenge Neville? I mean, Neville is a beast in the Cruiserweight division. Let's face it. I mean, the guy is phenomenal. And he's making a great heel, and I'm really enjoying it. And I would almost wish they could suck him out of the Cruiserweight division and spit him into, you know, where the big boys are. You know, because he's doing a great job as a heel. And, I mean, now it's hard to find those guys, especially when you've had to compare yourselves to guys like, you know, the Triple H's and, you know, even Ric Flair, and, you know, the list goes on of greats that have done phenomenal jobs being a heel, where it's like you love to hate them. And it's the same feeling I get with Neville's, because I've liked him when he first came in, and now it's like, I'm not supposed to like you, but I do. You're doing a great job about it. So, leave it at that. It was a great match. I'm like, okay, good. That's 2 great matches in a row. So I was kind of nervous about the last final match, which was the number 1 contenders match, Fatal 5-Way, which had Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and one of my favorites, Finn Balor. Obviously, I'm going to tell you straight up, I was rooting for Finn Balor. I watched the little segment they had with that previous Raw going into the pay-per-view, where you had Paul Heyman go up and basically say to him, hey, you know, we're rooting for you. You know, you think you're... And I thought for sure they were kind of leading up to, yeah, Brock Lesnar is going to get prepared to fight Finn Balor. It was looking that way. It was a great match. Surprisingly, Samoa Joe won. I'm like, really? I did not see that coming, which is probably the reason why they did it. And it's nothing against Samoa Joe. I think he's proven it when he was in NXT that he could be a champ. He could be a great heel. And what he did that following Raw to Paul Heyman definitely made a statement, which I would be excited to see what's going to happen on the next Raw, where Brock Lesnar is supposed to be coming and confronting him. There's going to be a throwdown. And those are two big boys that it's going to be interesting to watch. But like I said, it was great. So obviously you're going to have now Samoa Joe going up against Brock Lesnar at this new, and I love the title, it's kind of funny in a way, Great Balls of Fire. It's going to be an interesting... I've never heard of them having that pay-per-view, so this is going to be interesting. Obviously, it's a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. Yeah, I mean, they've starting to get a little bit creative on some of the storylines. So this is going to be interesting. Are they making Brock the babyface? And Samoa Joe's obviously still heel. So are they going to give Brock that babyface so everyone kind of likes him? Maybe boost up their ratings a little bit. Because word on the streets, the ratings are a little bit shaky. And I will touch base on that, but that will be for another video. So, like I said, I was super happy with the whole match. All those 5 competitors in that match gave it all. I mean, they're obviously 5 big names. So it was a great match. Samoa Joe, obviously he's the winner. And sum up the pay-per-view, a lot of highs, a lot of lows. Take away those lows, it was a phenomenal pay-per-view. Those lows really gave me that, but like I said, the ending did make up for it. So that was Extreme Rules. Those are my thoughts. So that's my bottom line. I want to hear yours. Drop me some comments. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe so then you can keep in touch with some of the other videos that I'm going to be putting on. All right, till then, you have a great day. Bye.